End of an era, Queen Camilla sentenced for Diana's murder, goodbye forever. As any devoted follower of the British monarchy would know, the rift between Princess Diana and Camilla Parker Bowles remains one of the most talked about royal scandals of all time. The tension that once simmered behind palace doors has now become a haunting shadow that refuses to fade. When their secrets spilled into the public eye, Camilla was swiftly cast as the villain, while Diana's tragic elegance only deepened the public's affection for her. This undying love for the people's princess became a ghostly presence in Camilla's life, turning every royal appearance into a silent reminder of the woman who came before her. A marriage is meant to be sacred, a bond between two souls. But what happens when that sacred space is invaded by a third? When Diana was asked whether she knew Prince Charles had reignited his affair with Camilla, her answer pierced the hearts of millions with his quiet sorrow. For decades, people accepted the official story of Diana's death, believing it to be a cruel twist of fate, a tragic accident in a Paris tunnel. But what if it wasn't an accident at all? What if there was something far more sinister at play? Whispers that had long been buried have resurfaced, pointing to a chilling possibility. Could Queen Camilla have played a hidden role in orchestrating the event that ended Diana's life? Explosive new information has emerged, casting doubt on the official narrative and reopening a case many thought was closed forever. If this was indeed a calculated act, then why has the truth remained buried for so long? Why has justice never been served? Now whispers have turned into roars, and rumors suggest Queen Camilla may finally be forced to face the consequences of her past. Is the long-awaited reckoning finally at hand? Stay with us as we pull back the curtain on a story filled with secrets, betrayals, and revelations that may rewrite history as we know it. Royal tension reaches a boiling point on live television. In a moment that caught the entire world off guard, the royal family became the center of a stunning live confrontation. During a televised charity event for mental health awareness, an extraordinary scene unfolded. Princess Anne, renowned for her blunt honesty, took a bold stand and publicly confronted Queen Camilla, sending shockwaves through the nation. With the cameras capturing every second, Anne questioned Camilla's involvement in royal affairs, a move that shattered the unspoken rule of keeping family matters behind closed doors. What truly made the moment unforgettable was the appearance of young Princess Charlotte. Despite her age, Charlotte stood tall beside her aunt, her voice steady and filled with youthful conviction. She raised questions that many adults had been too afraid to ask, echoing the public's silent doubts with striking clarity. Her presence marked a seismic shift, showing that the next generation of royals is ready to break tradition and speak their truth. Queen Camilla, long admired for her poise under pressure, attempted to maintain her composure, but the strain was visible in her expression as the tension in the room became impossible to ignore. The live audience sat frozen, realizing they were witnessing more than just a personal disagreement. This was a rare look into the palace's inner turmoil, a breach in the royal facade. In a matter of hours, the confrontation dominated social media. Some praised Anne and Charlotte for their bravery, while others insisted the royal family should handle disputes in private. Regardless of where public opinion landed, one truth remained clear. The monarchy, once shrouded in mystique, had been cracked open, offering a glimpse of raw humanity behind the crown. As the event concluded, the air was thick with uncertainty. Had the royal family just crossed a line from which there was no return? This dramatic encounter could be the spark that changes the future of the monarchy forever. The world now watches, waiting to see what comes next. Observers quickly noted that this was not just a personal disagreement. It was a visible sign of a deeper divide within the royal family, a clash between old traditions and the pressures of modern expectations. British media picked up on Anne's criticism of the so-called slimmed-down monarchy, highlighting her doubts about reducing the royal presence in public life. The fact that Charlotte joined in only emphasized how generational the split had become. Queen Camilla remained composed throughout the exchange, offering calm response that stood in contrast to the storm around her, but those watching closely noticed the tension in her eyes, the subtle tightness in her expression. Behind her composed exterior, something had clearly been shaken. This was not just another royal appearance. It was a moment of reckoning. The confrontation has opened a new chapter in the royal story. For generations, the monarchy has carefully managed its image, shielding the public from internal conflicts. But this moment proved that even the most polished institutions are not immune to change. The younger royals are stepping forward, unafraid to question the old ways, and the effects may be long-lasting. Princess Anne's courage to speak her truth in a public setting has shifted the narrative. Her willingness to challenge Camilla on such a large stage signals a turning point, and Charlotte's unexpected support has amplified the message in ways no one anticipated. The monarchy is evolving, and the path forward may no longer follow the same familiar script. One thing is certain: the tension that once simmered in silence is now out in the open. How the royal family chooses to face it could define the future of the monarchy for generations to come. This unforgettable moment has stripped away the polished exterior of royalty and reminded the world that even the most iconic family is not immune to conflict. It has sparked a powerful debate about whether the monarchy should continue to cling to its time-worn traditions or evolve into a more transparent and emotionally honest institution. One thing is becoming clear: the monarchy stands on the edge of transformation, and the eyes of the world that are fixed firmly on what happens next. Charlotte's bravery became an instant topic across the globe. People admired how she didn't waver, even in a moment that would rattle adults. Her composure and sincerity struck a chord with viewers of all ages. It was clear to everyone watching: this young royal wasn't just speaking for herself, she was representing a new spirit emerging within the palace walls. This was not just about one emotional encounter. It was about a larger shift in energy and expectation. The royal family is slowly awakening to the voices of its youngest members, who are not content to live quietly in the background. Charlotte's willingness to speak out reflects the values of a modern generation, one that prioritizes openness and courage over quiet obedience. For hundreds of years, the monarchy has guarded its image with care, choosing poise over passion and silence over spectacle. But Charlotte's actions have disrupted that delicate balance. Her decision to stand beside her aunt in such a moment of tension sent a message far louder than her words. Change is not coming, it has already arrived. Many saw themselves in her, a young girl unafraid to speak the truth, even when that truth was uncomfortable. Her poise made her seem more human, more relatable. For young people watching, Charlotte became a symbol of strength, a reminder that courage knows no age or title. What this moment has revealed is that Charlotte is more than a princess growing up in the public eye. She is a force beginning to rise. Her willingness to step into a storm and speak her mind suggests that she may one day help lead the monarchy into a new and more open era. As the royal family navigates a crossroads between history and modernity, Charlotte's boldness offers a glimpse into what the future may hold. Her words may have been few, but their impact was enormous. They marked the beginning of something different, something that feels both hopeful and necessary. The next chapter of the monarchy may be written with new voices, and Charlotte's will be one of the loudest. How Queen Camilla and the senior royals will respond in the long term remains to be seen. But one truth has already taken root. Charlotte is no longer just a quiet figure in the royal background. She has emerged as a symbol of strength and potential, a future leader whose actions could reshape the institution from within. As she matures, the spotlight will only grow brighter. Every word she speaks and every stance she takes will be closely watched. And if this confrontation is any indication, Charlotte is more than ready for what lies ahead. Her bravery has already left a lasting impression, setting the tone for what could be a powerful legacy. The Queen's composure under fire. In the heart of this emotional upheaval stood Queen Camilla, the woman often seen as the calming presence behind the throne. Known for her grace and measured demeanor, she suddenly found herself caught in a storm, challenged publicly by Princess Anne, and unexpectedly drawn into a moment that few could have predicted. The confrontation revealed not only cracks in the royal surface, but also the strength required to hold it all together. Anne's words were sharp, her frustration visible, and with Charlotte stepping in, the tension climbed even higher. All eyes turned to Camilla. What she did next would define more than just this single moment. Camilla's reactions surprised many. Rather than meeting conflict with resistance, she responded with remarkable self-control. She held her ground without raising her voice. She listened without striking back. Her restraint became a quiet statement, a reflection of her deep understanding that unity sometimes demands silence over argument. She could have easily pushed back, defended her position, or shut the discussion down, but instead she allowed it to play out. In doing so, she showed that leadership is not always about dominance. Sometimes it is about absorbing discomfort with poise, about recognizing that growth often begins with hard conversations. Her reaction stood as a reminder of what it means to be royal in a world that is constantly watching. Under pressure, she did not falter. Her response revealed a calm strength that resonated with viewers and reminded them why she holds the position she does. It was not just grace, it was strategy, and it was deeply human. Some believed Anne's pointed remarks hinted at deeper fractures in the royal dynamic. Others questioned whether Camilla's quietness was a shield or a sign of deeper internal strength. Speculation swirled, but through it all, one sentiment rang clear. Her ability to manage the storm without inflaming it earned her widespread respect. Camilla's calm presence offered more than just a composed response. It offered a path forward. By not silencing the uncomfortable moment, she allowed space for future conversations. Her restraint may have prevented a deeper rupture, creating instead an opportunity for healing and dialogue. Not everyone accepted her reaction with kindness. In fact, the media frenzy grew so intense that Tatler was forced to call the police after receiving a wave of deeply disturbing hate mail aimed at Camilla. The language was described as cruel and chilling, revealing just how polarized public opinion remains. Yet even amid this backlash, Camilla stayed the course. Her quiet resolve may be one of the most powerful messages to come from the entire episode. As the royal family faces a future that demands transparency and vulnerability, her reaction could become a blueprint for handling internal storms. This moment may well be remembered as a turning point, a clash that exposed hidden tensions, but also offered hope. And through it all, Camilla's poised silence may echo longer than any words ever could. It became clear that in the face of criticism, calm and thoughtful leadership can pave the way for healing. Queen Camilla's ability to stand firm yet composed under pressure might shape how future royal disputes are addressed, setting a precedent for handling sensitive moments with grace. This event could signal a turning point in how the monarchy engages with the public. Should the royal family choose to confront their internal challenges with greater transparency, it could narrow the divide between centuries-old traditions and the expectations of a modern society. Looking ahead, the royal family will likely face even greater scrutiny, with the world watching for signs of how relationships evolve in the aftermath of this emotional confrontation. Camilla's quiet strength and dignified restraint have offered a compelling example of how even the most delicate situations can be met with patience and respect. Though it is too early to predict what lasting changes this moment might inspire, one truth stands out. Queen Camilla's poise left a deep impression. Whether it becomes the catalyst for real transformation within the monarchy or simply remains a moment frozen in time, it has sparked vital discussions about leadership, unity, and the royal family's place in today's world. A glimpse behind palace doors. This unscripted moment unfolding in real time offered a rare and raw look into the inner workings of the royal family, shaking the foundation of their carefully curated public image. Many praised Anne's honesty and Charlotte's emerging voice, while others questioned whether such personal matters should be aired in front of millions. Still, the confrontation ignited a growing demand for authenticity as the public calls for royal figures who are not just symbolic but relatable and real. This dramatic exchange opened the floodgates to deeper questions about the royal family's future, both behind the scenes and in the public eye. Anne's boldness suggested a possible shift in long-standing royal etiquette, one that might allow for more honesty among its members without fear of scandal. Charlotte's role, though surprising, may have been the most telling sign of what lies ahead. Her willingness to stand beside her aunt in such a weighty moment signaled that the next generation is not only watching, but ready to take part. Some see it as a breath of fresh air, a necessary step toward a more approachable monarchy. Others remain wary of how far the pendulum should swing without abandoning the dignity that defines the crown. As the royal family attempts to find its footing in a rapidly changing world, this moment could be remembered as the spark that ignited a new chapter, one that embraces both tradition and transformation. A powerful break from the past. The live confrontation involving Princess Anne, Princess Charlotte, and Queen Camilla has become a landmark in the story of the British monarchy. Known for its quiet dignity and behind-closed-doors diplomacy, the royal household has rarely shown such raw and public vulnerability. Yet in this striking exchange, the veil was lifted. Anne's pointed words toward Camilla were not just bold, they were brave. They showed a determination to bring pressing issues into the open, refusing to hide behind protocol. Charlotte's quiet but confident participation made the moment even more powerful. Her presence suggested that the younger royals are prepared to carry the torch forward in their own way, shaping a monarchy that speaks more openly and acts with heart. The response from the public has been divided. Many applaud this new honesty and view it as a refreshing departure from royal formality. Others worry that such openness might expose the family to unnecessary risk or damage its mystique. At Westminster Abbey, a quiet sense of unease lingers. Yet amid the uncertainty, the palace has confirmed that Queen Camilla will be honored during the service, a sign that tradition still holds its place, even in the wake of change. The coronation is set to unfold within the historic walls of Westminster Abbey in London, a moment steeped in royal tradition. Yet for Queen Camilla, the journey to this milestone has been anything but traditional. Unlike other royals who were swiftly embraced by the public, Camilla's path has been a long and winding one, marred by controversy and lingering doubts. Her relationship with King Charles, which began before his ill-fated marriage to Princess Diana, remains a source of discomfort for many loyal royal watchers. Camilla's presence within the royal family evokes a complex chapter marked by scandal and sorrow. While she has worked for years to gain acceptance, her story has often been told in contrast to another woman whose rise has been nothing short of graceful. Kate Middleton, with her warm demeanor and modern sensibility, has captured the public's affection with remarkable ease. From the moment she stepped into the spotlight, Kate has embodied the traits the public yearns to see in a future queen. The stark difference in how these two women are perceived has created quiet but undeniable tensions behind palace doors. Camilla, despite her formal title, continues to face comparisons with Kate, whose every move seems to reinforce her status as a royal darling. As Camilla tries to define her place in the monarchy, she remains in the long shadow cast by Diana's legacy and Kate's rising star. Though she has made significant strides in charitable work, championing causes like domestic abuse awareness, literacy, and osteoporosis prevention, Camilla's efforts are often viewed through the lens of her past. Her relationship with Charles during his marriage to Diana has never stopped coloring public opinion. For many, she is still remembered as the other woman. Even as she wears the crown, that label clings to her, a reminder of wounds that never quite healed. Diana's untouchable popularity and tragic death sealed her place in history, making it nearly impossible for Camilla to fully escape comparison. The battle for acceptance has been relentless. Every step forward seems met with a reminder of past transgressions, fueled by the echo of old tabloid scandals that refuse to fade. Unlike others in the royal circle who have reinvented themselves in the public eye, Camilla's image remains stubbornly linked to the drama of decades ago. Meanwhile, Kate Middleton's journey has been met with admiration and growing influence. Since marrying Prince William in 2011, she has become a symbol of grace and dedication. Her ability to balance tradition with a fresh, relatable presence has drawn widespread praise. Whether comforting children in hospitals, championing mental health initiatives, or engaging in vital conversations about early childhood development, Kate moves with an authenticity that resonates deeply across generations. Her public image has been likened to that of Princess Diana and Queen Elizabeth II, two of the most respected figures in royal history. With each appearance, she reaffirms her role as a beacon of the monarchy's future. Her grounded nature and genuine compassion have cemented her position not only within the palace but in the hearts of the people. This growing admiration has stirred speculation about unease within the royal family. Though Camilla carries the official title of Queen Consort, many observers believe Kate's popularity now eclipses it. Some insiders whisper that Camilla, despite her hard-earned place, may feel overshadowed by Kate's effortless rise and magnetic public presence. Where Camilla is still forging her identity, Kate seems firmly established. She stands not only as a symbol of continuity, but as a promise of renewal. With each gesture, she embodies a monarchy that seeks to evolve without losing its soul. For many young people, Kate is not just a royal figure, but a relatable woman navigating a changing world with grace and strength. The legacy of Queen Elizabeth II continues to loom over the monarchy like both a guiding star and an unshakable shadow. Her passing on September 8, 2022, marked the end of an era defined by strength, grace, and a steadfast devotion to duty. Throughout her reign, she mastered the delicate balance between honoring tradition and embracing progress, securing her place as one of the most respected figures in modern history. Her death was a seismic moment for the royal family and for the nation she served with quiet dignity for over 70 years. In the aftermath of her passing, many have turned their eyes to Princess Kate as the one most capable of carrying that legacy forward. With her calm composure, modern sensibility, and deep sense of responsibility, Kate has become the embodiment of a new era. Her increasing influence within the royal family has drawn inevitable comparisons to the late Queen. As the monarchy enters a period of transformation, Kate has emerged not just as a future queen, but as a powerful symbol of continuity and hope. No longer seen merely as Prince William's elegant companion, Kate has taken center stage. With every public engagement, she showcases an effortless ability to connect with the people, earning widespread admiration for her warmth, authenticity, and tireless work ethic. Her role has evolved beyond ceremonial appearances. She is now shaping the future of the monarchy with a vision rooted in compassion and relevance. Through her dedication to causes like mental health, early childhood development, and family well-being, Kate has positioned herself as a forward-thinking royal with a profound sense of purpose. The younger generation, in particular, views her as a relatable figure, someone who reflects their values while honoring the traditions of the crown. Her ability to juggle royal duties with motherhood only adds to her appeal, reinforcing the belief that she represents the monarchy's future in a time when public trust is more fragile than ever. As her role expands, subtle shifts have begun to emerge behind palace doors. Kate's growing presence has altered the inner workings of the royal household in ways that are becoming harder to ignore. Though King Charles has fully embraced Camilla as his queen, the atmosphere within the family suggests a more complex reality. Beneath the polished surface, tensions continue to simmer, particularly between Camilla and the younger generation of royals. While Prince William has shown public support for his stepmother, Kate has remained noticeably restrained in her interactions with Camilla. She is always poised and respectful, yet observers have pointed out that the warmth she extends to other family members seems missing in their exchanges. This subtle distance has fueled speculation of an unspoken rift, one that may be rooted in old wounds and long-standing loyalties. For many royal watchers, the shadow of Princess Diana still stretches across the palace. Diana's charisma, vulnerability, and deep emotional connection with the public left an indelible mark. Today, many see Kate as the one most naturally aligned with Diana's spirit. Her empathy, grace under pressure, and ability to command respect without demanding it have led some to view her as the true heir to Diana's enduring legacy. This perception has added a layer of complexity to her relationship with Camilla. Some insiders believe that the very idea of Kate stepping into Diana's symbolic shoes has made their dynamic more strained. As Kate continues to ascend in both prominence and public affection, the contrast between her rise and Camilla's hard-fought acceptance becomes more pronounced. Camilla's journey to queen consort has been marked by perseverance, but it has also reopened emotional scars. Her presence still evokes painful memories for those who remember Diana's heartbreak and the turbulent years that followed. Though the institution has moved forward, the public has not entirely let go. To many, Camilla remains a reminder of a chapter in royal history that was as painful as it was unforgettable. The crown she now wears is heavy with the past, and the echoes of Diana's legacy continue to resonate in every corner of the palace. Despite Camilla's persistent efforts to present herself as a compassionate and dedicated queen, her dynamic with Kate and William remains an intricate and fragile dance. The stark contrast between Camilla's years-long pursuit of acceptance and Kate's effortless rise in public favor only underscores the evolving complexities within the royal family. As Kate quietly cements her role as a key pillar of the monarchy's future, the balance of influence inside the palace appears to be gradually shifting. A quiet shift is unfolding within the royal family. While Queen Camilla continues her long battle for public approval, Princess Kate's rise feels effortless, sparking questions about how the monarchy's power dynamic may evolve. Camilla, after nearly 2 decades of trying to reshape her image, now faces a new challenge as Kate's growing popularity reshapes the public narrative. Since marrying King Charles, Camilla has worked to gain respect, slowly overcoming public skepticism tied to Diana's memory. But as Kate's influence expands, with her warmth, relatability, and dedication to causes like mental health and early education, Camilla's place feels increasingly uncertain. Kate represents modern royalty. She is admired not for drama, but for substance. Her global appeal grows stronger by the day, quietly shifting the spotlight. Insiders say Camilla may be looking for ways to stay relevant by increasing public appearances, aligning with new causes, or reinforcing her bond with the king to project unity. There are whispers that Camilla is making careful moves behind the scenes, aware that her position could be slipping. Even Charles is believed to be encouraging her to adapt, recognizing the changes shaping the monarchy. As Kate takes on a larger role, Camilla faces a choice: step forward to assert her place or step back as the public embraces a new royal future. One thing is clear: this evolving dynamic marks the beginning of a new chapter for the royal family, one driven not just by tradition, but by connection and trust. King Charles spent a lifetime preparing for the crown, but the throne has brought with it a far more personal and delicate challenge than any official duty could have foretold. Inside the walls of Buckingham Palace, a silent but powerful rift is emerging. At its center are two women who, each in their own vein, shape the public face of the monarchy: Queen Camilla and Princess Kate. As their influence pulls in opposite directions, a subtle power struggle unfolds, one that could quietly redefine the future of the royal family. Camilla's journey to the crown has been long and arduous. For years, she endured public scorn as the woman blamed for the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. She spent nearly 2 decades walking the tightrope of redemption, gradually rebuilding her image, working quietly yet consistently to be seen not as the outsider who disrupted the fairy tale, but as a devoted partner to the future king. And just as she began to feel the ground beneath her solidify, a new force rose beside her, graceful, beloved, and impossible to ignore. Princess Kate has emerged not only as a senior royal, but as the beating heart of a modern monarchy. Her elegance feels effortless, her connection to the public strikingly authentic. She speaks to a new generation, blending tradition with approachability in a way that resonates across Britain and far beyond. Her every appearance draws crowds. Her every gesture invites comparisons to Diana, whose legacy still casts a long shadow over the crown Charles now wears. The public adoration for Kate is undeniable, and while it energizes the monarchy, it also presents a challenge. Camilla, now queen consort, finds herself in a complicated position. Though officially at Charles's side, her presence does not command the same devotion. Behind palace doors, those close to the family say the tension is real, though never publicly acknowledged. Camilla is said to be increasingly aware of how quickly the spotlight is shifting, and with it, the very foundation of the role she fought so hard to claim. Meanwhile, Charles walks a narrow and treacherous path. He understands the power Kate brings to the royal image and knows her popularity is essential to the monarchy's survival in a modern world. That's why he has begun to give her more visibility, handing her key engagements and higher profile responsibilities. Yet he remains deeply loyal to Camilla, offering her reassurance in private, reminding her of the years they've spent building a life and image together. But even the king cannot control the tide of public opinion. There are whispers among royal insiders that Charles sees in Kate the very qualities he once failed to appreciate in Diana: the empathy, the charisma, the ability to make people feel seen. And in those quiet moments of reflection, one wonders if he carries the weight of regret. Had he embraced Diana's strengths more fully, would the monarchy be in a different place today? And now, with Kate stepping seamlessly into a role once held by the beloved princess, the past feels hauntingly present. The question looms: how long can Charles maintain this fragile balance? With Kate's star still rising and Camilla's unease quietly simmering, something must eventually give. Will the king be able to keep both women aligned under the same royal banner? Or is a reckoning coming, one that could upend the careful image of unity the family projects to the world? One thing is certain: the palace is not just navigating a new reign, but a transformation in its very identity. The monarchy's survival depends not only on tradition, but on its ability to evolve. And in that evolution, the dynamic between Queen Camilla and Princess Kate may become the defining story of Charles's reign. Stay with us as we continue to follow this unfolding drama. Like, share, and subscribe for more insight into the power struggles playing out behind the grandeur of royal life.